Okay, let's get this show on the road. It's, what time is it? I can't look at my watch for the time because my watch is tracking my walk. 5:58 p.m., 78 degrees in Danville, California. I've never taken a video stroll walk around any neighborhood yet. Been kind of shy. But I think for the most part, if anybody comes walking up towards me, I can cross the street, or I got to get over that shyness, because people walk with these videos everywhere. Anyway, so this is the Greenbrook neighborhood of Danville. Greenbrook was in existence when Twin Creeks was in existence in San Ramon back in the early 70s when we first moved there. So many of these houses back this direction, back the southeastern end of Greenbrook would be the 50-year-old homes. But then much of it back over this way is the newer developments. I'm kind of going a little bit of a wanderlust route right now, because, well, not because any reason, I just am. So I'm going to go up to the top of this hill here, and then I'm going to circle back down around and come out over there and head down to the Iron Horse Trail. Greenbrook has this feature of these inner walkways, these little parks that Twin Creeks is not known to have. So these little pathways, they're called greenways by the residents, are nice escape from the traffic of the streets. So that was a nice design effort by the civil engineers when they created this landscape. Okay, so what's on my mind today? If I don't talk about something, this video won't be worth watching. Because a Ferrari or a DeLorean, or not a DeLorean, I don't think there's any DeLoreans left. If it's not a Ferrari, I don't know what it would be. high octane fuel mixed in that car. Fumes, exhaust fumes are pungent. What's on my mind today? Okay, here's that side street I pointed to that I said I would come through. You can see the greenway down there at the end. What's on my mind today? Family is on my mind today. The last of the September birthdays of the close-knit family. Oh, look, little Oreo. He's been missing for a long time. The last of the September birthdays of my mom and myself and my brother happened today. Me and my mom born on September 2nd, brother born on September 20th. But it's not really the end, because Sive, my granddaughter's birthday, is next Tuesday on the 24th. And my dad's birthday is after that on October 5th. And then Lachlan, my grandson, his birthday is on October 11th. And then Billy, my son, his birthday is on November 4th. So that's pretty much the big seasonal chunk of family birthdays. It could stretch it one more further than that and include my stepfather. His birthday is December 28th. And I try and pay more attention to anything that gives me memory of him, out of gratitude for the house that he provided for my brother and I to still be able to live in now. In a lot of ways, he was a hard person to live with. He was an alcoholic, but he was also very different personality type than all of us were. He was very outspoken, very he was from New York. He grew up on the East Coast and knew all the somebody's gonna run over this and get hurt. He was just raised different. Extrovert. He's an extrovert. He was a social person. And my mom, he helped my mom become more social. Although my mom was pretty social. She's probably the most social out of the three of us. Myself, my brother, and I, and her. But he was angry. He was a very angry man. And he had interests in spirituality. He studied religion, but I don't know that he ever really had like a profound or significant spiritual awakening. At least not of the type that's what is going on in this day and age. He wasn't overtly spiritual, but he liked his understanding of God, I think. I think it's something that helped him fit in socially. Anyway. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about him. I should probably go with it since he came up. But my own dad, he came to me last night when I was meditating, which wasn't as lovely, which surprised me. I wasn't seeking out to communicate with him last night. There we go. No ducks, no sign of fishes. It's actually kind of surprising that this creek hasn't dried up from summer heat. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, here, let's go this way. This goes into the park. This is actually, we're going to go into the property of the school grounds here. What school is this? Charlottewood Middle School. So the only person I think that's going to watch this video, well, two, for sure, one will have memories of this school, but not this campus. That's Tom. Because I'm pretty sure Tom went to this school, but it used to be in downtown Danville, across the street from where the old city library used to be. Kevin, I'm not sure when Kevin moved to Danville. Actually, I need to ask Kevin, when did he move here? And what school did he go to when he first got here? Kevin lived in this neighborhood, Greenbrook. I'm not going near his neighborhood, his part of the neighborhood tonight. And Tom just told me recently that he lived here for a short period of time before his house in the Sycamore housing development was built. And Tom being a year older than me, he said he was a freshman though when he lived here. So that means that might have been when he was doing his first year at Monte Vista. Yeah, so maybe Tom didn't go to Charlottewood. Okay. My brother went to Charlottewood. When we moved here in 73, I was a freshman. I was in 9th grade, and that means my brother would have been in 6th grade. And Charlottewood at that time was, 6th grade. Yeah, he went to elementary school for 6th grade in either Danville or Alamo. I think it was in Danville. But which one, I don't remember. I can see it in my mind's eye, but I can't remember the name of it. And then he went to Charlottewood for 7th and 8th grade. Okay. Mystery clarified. Yeah, so my dad came to me in meditation last night, and he wanted to show me something that I never got to see when he was alive, when we lived in San Leandro. And that was the work area that was where his job was, in the parts department at Caterpillar Tractor. He was, I don't know what really you call the job, when orders came in for parts that were needed to repair tractors around the country or around the world. The orders came to the parts department there in San Leandro, and he worked in that department. So the orders would come in, and he'd have to go out into the stock room. I guess that's what it would be, a stock room. And find the parts and package them. Or sometimes he'd have to pick up something big, and he'd go, hey, we got to take this to the Oakland airport for them to send it from there. And he'd stop by the house and pick us up, and we'd all drive there together. That was fun times. Hold on a second. Let's see. This big field is so gorgeous, well manicured. When I last worked in this neighborhood, I had those two huskies, and I'd bring them here to walk them because it was a place where I could get away from the other dogs on the trail. The young husky could not tolerate being near other dogs at all. Baseball field, 2 baseball fields, 3, 4 baseball fields. Looks like a soccer field or a football field as well. Okay, so the front, you come in off the street into a big office. That's where my mom worked and where my stepfather worked. My stepdad was my mom's boss in this office. She was like a secretary. But then you go to the back of the office, and there was a big door that went into the warehouse where all the parts were. Never got to go through that door when Dad was alive. But last night, he reached out and he took me by my hand, my little boy hand, and he goes, come on, I want to show you around in this room. And it kind of looked like what I always imagined it would look like. Long rows of really high shelves and stacked with parts and boxes of intricate like gears and pistons and stuff like all that. And it wasn't too much of a surprise. It didn't look different than what I imagined it would look like, but it was a delight to feel like a missing part of my childhood got filled in there. And I could see, I'm even seeing it now, I could see the joy he had on his face working in that space. It was something he felt like he was good at, and it felt like a privilege to him to be able to do an important job like that. It felt like an important job to him. But there were other elements going on in his life as well, where he was living out a pattern of emotional turmoil that the men in our family, the elders, had suffered from, in how they used alcohol as a means to, deaden the intensity of their memories. One thing I heard, and maybe I can go back in and meditate and ask my dad to show me this as well, is what happened when he was in the war in Korea. Because the only thing I ever heard from my mom about his experience there was that he did not want to talk about it. So there must have been some really powerful trauma that he developed there that he was self-medicating and burying with his use of alcohol and smoking of the cigarettes. He started smoking cigarettes when he was 16, is what I heard. 16, that would have been like 1948 when he started, and smoked for 16 years until they killed him, until the cancer killed him. Gosh, this timing of getting into this field here right now, where I can be alone from worrying about people walking past and talk about this, is kind of special. I'm going to turn around and go back the way we just came. Yeah, people with their dogs here are crazy. I would never bring a dog here. Look at them letting them run loose. They're just terrifying those people sitting there. They're not even their dogs, and what the hell? Rich people, and they're just rude. Okay. Oh, I feel like he's sending in. He's like giving me a download. So the thing I learned recently, and I've known this for a long time, but I started practicing it recently, is if you want to channel information from somebody who's ascended the physical plane of Earth, you need to make a specific connection with their higher self. You don't want to talk to their historical self. The historical self can really only tell you about what they knew of what they experienced in their lives here. But their higher self can see what they experienced in wisdom. And it's where we all should be living anyway. We all should be living in the space of our higher selves. And so it's possible to, this is just my thing. I can go into trance meditation, contact whoever it is I want to talk to, and connect with their higher self, and then let their higher self communicate to me either answers to questions I have for them, or just listen to a general message that they might have to deliver. So yeah, this is what it feels like. My dad is saying, okay, you're ready. I've been trying to talk with him a lot over the years, and it's been his historical self that I've been trying to connect with. But now he's saying, since I've learned the importance and have the ability of connecting with a spirit's higher self, that he has really good things to talk to me about. And he can tell me clearly, oh my goodness, okay. Oh my goodness, if I didn't come for this walk right now, I don't think I would have gotten this information. And tonight when I meditate, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and see what his higher self has to tell me. I don't want to do it now. I could, because I've got this little bit of privacy, but it's not private enough. Okay. Well, how far did we walk? A little bit over a mile. Okay, I'm setting an intent to be able to walk out of here. I just don't want to be near people. I don't want to be near anybody, because I want to be able to keep talking freely and openly to you guys while I'm making this recording. And it's been good so far. It was been good until I got here. Like those people over there, they've only walked a quarter of the way around the trails since I first saw them. I need to get past them out of the park, and I want to go the loop. I want to get to the other side I want to take the Iron Horse Trail. So I'm setting an intent to clear the route for me to be able to walk through here privately without being disturbed by passing any people. So let's see if this will work. Let's see if we can get through here without having to be interrupted by anybody. Wow, what a great insight that was. I'm going to have to share that directly with Scarlett, because she might not hear this video for a while. Okay, what else is there to talk about? Yes, that's, wow, I'm excited now. I'm excited. That was something. Something. Okay, let's go back. Today is my brother's birthday. He gets to take care of doing things for me for my birthday first. So like, he got me a birthday card, and he made some, not a collage, but he printed out some imagery, some tarot card imagery and stuff that he thought was appropriate to me and stuff. He made a nice little effort to give me a nice birthday gift. He bought me two things as well. He bought me a shirt, a nice long sleeve black t-shirt that he thought I would like to wear, and it's too heavy to wear in this weather yet because it hasn't gone cold yet. But there was one cool day this week I was able to put it on. I showed it to him, and he bought me something else that I'm not going to talk about now, just because it's too complicated to explain. I was working on my birthday, so we didn't go out for a meal together on my birthday. Typically, he'll take me out for a meal, but we didn't do that this year, which was okay. I didn't feel like I missed out or something. But I took him out for breakfast this morning. He likes to go out first thing in the morning for breakfast. He likes to go when there's nobody in the place. He likes to be first one in the door. We normally go to the Hickory Pit in Walnut Creek, but today we decided to go to Black Bear Diner instead. It costs about the same, but they give you a lot more food, and the atmosphere is fun, and so that's what we did this morning. But I didn't buy him anything. And I didn't scramble. I wasn't like in panic mode thinking, oh God, what? I don't even know what to get him. Because when I've bought stuff for him in the past, a lot of times he'll like look at something and go, give me this look like, why do you think I'd be interested in that? But then over time, it'll show that, actually I did like that. So anyway, so what I ended up doing is two of my drawings that I did recently. In fact, just last week when I was working in Lafayette, I thought, these are actually drawings that I think he would like to look at. And so I went and bought some frames to put them in, two drawings, and wrapped them up and put them on his bed. He found them this morning when we came back to the house. And he was like, wow, I actually really do like these. I'm impressed by these, and I want to be able to look at them. And I was happy. I was happy to see that reaction. It was a good decision on my behalf. And I didn't feel embarrassed about letting him see my art, because otherwise I do feel kind of, it's funny, I'll show Scarlett anything I draw. I'll show Elena almost anything I draw. And I've shown Alan a couple of things I've drawn, but I don't really show anybody else. And I'm nervous about showing him. Not that I think he'd be critical, but just, showing your own creations like that is kind of making you vulnerable. But that was a good... Okay, we got dogs walking up ahead of us. There's the Iron Horse Trail. Let's get across this road really quick. Here we go. And crossed without a crosswalk. Oops. Dog lady's going the other way. That's good. How long has this video been so far? Oh gosh, 29 minutes. It's going to be a long video. I'm going to try and keep the talk interesting, and if it gets to like 45 minutes, I might stop it, but I don't know. I'm going to try and get the whole way. Okay. Okay, so gave my brother those drawings. Told him that, oh no, here comes somebody walking towards us. My intention did not clear the path entirely. But it's okay, he'll pass by me quickly. Young, healthy kid, out training. Good for him. I couldn't run when I was that age. Nope, I was not a runner. Okay, people up ahead, but the one closest to me ahead is walking away. The other one I can't tell. Oh, coming back. Okay, quit looking at the people, quit worrying about the people. Let's just talk to ourselves here. Okay, so birthday, wrapping up brother's birthday. Brother came up with an interesting idea about a month or 6 weeks ago that a combined experience with my mom and himself and myself of us having damaged throat chakras in this lifetime, that there were things that people with healthy throat chakras should be able to experience that the three of us could not. Like knowing what your purpose is in life, being able to fit in with groups and people, communicating, being good communicators, especially. Those were things all three of us have struggled with. And so he came up with an idea that he wanted to help. He was going to work on it for himself, but he suggested that when he had this awareness, he said, you should think about it too, to do things to help heal your throat chakra. And I think part of his need and desire for that was, hold on, nice tree here, nice tree with a bench. Because I think he's frustrated that I'm not a better communicator, that I can't talk openly about things, and I think it's hard for him to live with somebody that can't openly communicate. So I think that's part of what his hope was. He didn't say that, but I could tell under the surface. And it's interesting because I did start to do some work myself on my throat chakra. And I've found that over the past few weeks, I've been able to open up a little bit more with him and just spontaneously say things. Like today I said something spontaneously, and it's something I've always been afraid to even think about talking about. And that was the idea of, I've got this Halloween decoration that's a 6-foot tall plastic human skeleton that I keep in my room. And last year I put some clothes on it and I sat it on a patio chair out in the backyard. And when he saw it, he got scared by it. I got scared by it too, because I would forget it's there and I'd look at it and go, oh my God, who's in the garden? But the idea I came up with was of wanting to make a scarecrow with it and put it in the front yard. And he's so protective of his gardens. And I had never felt like I could even suggest the idea of putting it in his garden. And he doesn't like anything that would draw people into our garden. That's why he stopped growing pumpkins out front. He was afraid high school kids would steal them all and mess with his plants and stuff. But I just came right out today and I just said, I had this idea of making a scarecrow out of the skeleton. And he said it first. And he said, to put it where? In the front yard? For Halloween? No, he said in the front yard. And I said, yeah, wouldn't that be cool? And he goes, for Halloween? And when he said for Halloween, I said, oh, you were thinking maybe like I might want to leave it there longer? Which is actually not a bad idea either. But I backed off on that. And I said, yeah, just for Halloween. And he's like, well, you could do that. And he told me what I had to get to put a post in the ground, and that he's got a tool to do it with. And I was like, are you serious? I mean, I didn't say that, but inside myself, I was saying to myself, are you serious? You really agreed to letting me do something in your garden that I know he wouldn't have thought of doing on his own? So there's some throat chakra healing there. Another sign of throat chakra healing is that you guys have me making all these videos for you. Yeah, you're pretty strong. I'm impressed. That's that kid's third lap. Yeah, it's not magic. It's intent. It's focused intent. It's using tools that I have developed, healing tools with Reiki and working with the aura, working with the chakras. Okay, which comes to a wrap-up point, and maybe I'll just turn it off after this, because we're almost to the end of the Iron Horse Trail. The other thing I gave him today was one of my spare copies of the Basic Psychic Development Handbook that I believe is the most powerful set of meditative tools to help someone heal themselves. And he's actually really good with books. He'll actually, if you give him a book, he'll read it. I'm not the same. He'll give me books and I'm like, interesting, but I can't focus. I can't read books. Or it's just really hard for me to. So he looked at it and he's like, and I said, this is not a book to read. This is a book to work with. And he was like, okay. And I don't know if we'll ever talk about it, but he might get something from it. Okay. I think once we get to the gate, I'm going to check the time, and I've only got about 15 more minutes on.